It's been a strange last like day and a half. And by that I mean I think I apparently set this to go live at like 3 in the morning last night instead of 3 in the afternoon today. Okay, they both seem to be good. Okay, I have never streamed to both YouTube and Twitch at the same time before. And it seems to be working out. And I hope today doesn't turn into a lot of like figuring out how computers are things that work magically. Come on, computer. I'll just throw that URL at the social media real quick. And all right. I don't know if anybody is actually here now. I do not want to get hung up on that for too long. I am going to write some code. Let me increase the font size. So today I'm going to I'm planning on making a 3D model converter. Go between OBJ, D3D, whatever you want. And let's see. Let me run this. Does Restream.io actually let me see like stats about the stream? Because that would be a bit helpful to have. The reason that this went up like last night is in the middle of the night is because I was experimenting with some things, but obviously not doing live testing or anything. Restream shows some stats about the bitrate and what have you. Okay. The Twitch dashboard is like so different than it looked like the last time I was here, like 4 years ago. Okay. So while we're waiting for the game to run, we'll open up any or none of those. It doesn't really matter. And I will look at this tab. All right, I was messing with this a little bit. I'll leave that up for now. I need a few things. Some UI, always fun. I'll just throw some values at the screen, and this text is still a little small. I'll just throw some values at the screen and actually set that to true and go from there. Okay. Yes, I will restart that. Oh, cool. OBS has a like a chat window for Restream. That's nice and helpful. Is that new, or has that been there for Restream the entire time? Is that available if I was to just stream to a YouTube instead? If I were to authenticate OBS through YouTube or something? That's a little wide. Yeah, four feels like a good number of columns for a full screen thing. That would be about 400 pixels a column. How do I do this? It would be okay. Columns are one index, I don't really care. Fiddling with the UI is the most fun part of doing anything. It could always be worse. I could always be doing this without having a UI system or anything. And then, it would take even longer. 24 rows in this list is a little bit low. I also wanted to actually show the list of loaded 3D meshes. Oh, I can dock the restream windows inside OBS. That's quite nice. Anyway, yeah, sorry for the confusion with stream possibly going live in the middle of last night, or at least 12 hours ago, or 10 hours ago, or whenever it was. One of my friends informed me that several people were there and very confused. And one of these days I will learn to, instead of scheduling a tentative start time for these things, just leave them like private until they're ready to go. This is... Alright, the controls are somewhat messed up. Hang on. When did that get unset? I don't remember unsetting that. Let's see, what else do I need? I have a fancy GitHub project board for this. That would be here. I'll deal with the vertex formats later. Okay, so those are instance IDs. I'm remembering how this works. What would it be? Instances? That was the debug key. Yes, Restream. I know what OBS is. You don't have to ask me if I know what that is. Is this running? Did I actually run the game? Oh, it is running already. No, that was it. Come on, GameMaker. What are you doing? Is the... Okay, the stream title is actually set. That's helpful. Is YouTube automatically done also? Okay, so now they're named. This is currently... I should probably pause that. This is currently a mirror of what's in this tab. This is for map editing purposes. This would be like if you wanted to add a model to a map. The sound is quite low, like more than usual. Let me increase that. Streaming and recording have different like tolerances for how loud something should be, because something is very wrong with... Oh no, never mind. Because when I'm just recording, I can deal with the sound later. Hopefully that is better. Adding random things. Okay, that's enough of that. It's better now. That's a step in the right direction. Thanks for letting me know. The next thing I need... Oh. spacing these. And making sure they're actually added to the thing. And spelled right. The Restream UI in OBS does not detect YouTube comments, apparently. I might want to deal with that at some point in the future, but probably not now. Because I want to actually write code now. Okay, those buttons are kind of falling off the UI. There's that reset camera button there, which seemed to not do anything. Why is that there? Where is that coming from? What part of this whole thing is drawing that? Probably this. There are a lot of editor modes here. Oh, okay. That would get rid of it. I haven't messed with this code in some time, as you can probably tell. It's gone now, which is good because it wasn't really doing anything there earlier. Okay, so the next order of business is to load these in. How exactly did that file dropper extension that I wrote a while ago work? There's one specific reason I want to work on this right now, sooner rather than later. And it involves mass converting OBJ files to something usable by GameMaker, or something more easily usable by GameMaker. Fetch dropped files. Does that just automatically listen? So can I like drop a random whatever this is, video thumbnails into the window and it will detect it, and I'll just have to intercept that? Is that how I set this up? Yes. Okay. That is a big ol' array of file names. Okay. That's good. I should probably think about creating a new UI element that's like file dropper listener or something. I forget how I've handled that in the past. There's nothing really worth committing there. Let me do that, I guess. No. I have a better idea. Okay. Um, where are the the root UI element only has the one script on it. Let me look at this again. How does this... Oh, I see. Okay, see, the array will clear every time. UI elements aren't active, right? So I can't just like with whatever. One option would be... What are those things? Where did I put that code? Really? How did that end up in there? That should not be in there. Alright, that's the wrong folder. Anyway, I could just say... I could just say that and drop it in every one of the UI render scripts or whatever it is, because there is there is no UI update system, just render. And that would look something like this. This is so weird to be going back to pre 2.3 stuff, but I have not updated this project yet. Okay. Let me just add this to every single one of these stupid things. Oh god, that's a lot. Okay, well, I'll just add it to the general ones. Because I don't feel like... inserting this into every single one of those scripts. Most of which are just a mirror for the... a wrapper around the other ones anyway. That's a long one. That's not a render script. It probably should be stored somewhere else, but I don't care right now. Oh no, wait. Yeah. We're getting there. I don't know why a color picker would need to be able to listen for files dropped, but this is easier than adding it to some of them. And wondering why it doesn't work when I try to use it on another. That is a helper script, function, script, whatever. You always liked GMS1. The new one being GMS2. I've recently started like just maximizing every code window in GMS2, and it's become a lot easier to use since then. I don't know if that would help you. GMS1 gets a lot of like complaints levied against it often, which in some ways is fair. In some ways it's just like, it was fine. You could use it to make games. It could have been better. I wouldn't blame you for preferring it though. GMS2 does a lot of things that I like, but it's last one. It's not like old GameMaker was completely unusable. Definitely. If you preferred like just having code instead of these nodal editors, you probably would like GMS1 better. That did take a while to get used to after this first came out. Let me just make sure this doesn't crash like instantly. And it's just occurring to me too. Okay, so the thing does work for Twitch, just not YouTube. The thing in OBS. Interesting. Okay, excellent. This doesn't crash instantly. And if I were to like scroll through other UI, it would continue not crashing instantly. When did I add a skybox to this? I don't remember when I did that. At some point, clearly. Let's just commit that change. And I should keep with tradition and call this something arcane, right? UI file drop. That should be good. I can make this resource tree bigger, can't I? Okay. I guess I'll attach that to the add mesh button. And then what arguments does it take? What arguments did I give it? Just the thing. No, wait, that wasn't it. Okay, the thing and the array of files dropped. The other thing I obviously like about GMS2 is the 2.3 update that came out a couple months ago. That's another thing though. That's if you don't happen to have a use for those things, then you probably aren't nearly as excited about that as I am, and it's that may be another reason that you're just not interested in using 2. You like 1.4 for its simplicity of the interface, and it works on any computers. Most important thing, does not hang. You have problems with 2, like the stability of 2? I found that 1 crashed more often. Not as much as it used to, but still once in a while. 2 rarely crashes unless I like do something weird. Let's just make sure this thing is listening correctly for files. And see if I can get it to spit them out on in the console. All right, yeah, it's not active, and it is not listening. Okay. Work backwards, I suppose. Oh, a 32-bit computer. Yeah, that would do it. That would definitely be another reason to stick with 1 for the time being. Okay, so that is it got to that point. Why is it it didn't actually enter the script though, which is annoying. And spat out a whole list of nulls. More than it should have, actually. So that's one mystery that needs to be solved. This does... Yeah, it should clear the list every time. But it looks like it's just doing it infinitely. Okay, so it's there is a slight issue here apparently. Am I using like an older version of this DLL I made or something? Is that why? Yeah, it's a test of sorts. Null is a script that doesn't do anything. It's kind of a placeholder script. Come on. Run. Okay, so it isn't going infinitely, but I don't know why it's not actually seeing that script that I attached to the button to make it listen for files. I did tell it to... Did I not save it or something? Computers! Also, apparently I randomly started both local recording and streaming at some point. I don't know when I did that. Must have clicked on something. Oh. That's not a variable. Shut up, phone. This is going to work eventually. Huh. You mean the old GM is in like 8? Yeah. I have no idea how we used any of that before the console was added in GMS 1. A lot of it just show message all over the place, I guess. I don't know why, if I just drop one file in, it like loads infinitely, and why it just loads once, and if I drop more than one in, it loads infinitely though. Or why this is not being executed. I am spelling that right? Oh, you know what it might be? I didn't actually see this thing's name coming up. Okay, I know. Okay, that was like the one thing that I did not add this that I did not add this to. Or forgot to or something. Did I add it to this one? I did. Okay. Good job, me. Well, that would certainly... That would certainly be why this isn't being seen. Yes. WTF is a macro for show debug message, because that's usually what I'm thinking when I need to call it. And it's shorter. Oops. It's a shorter function name to type than show debug message. Hopefully it'll at least now see these files that I'm dragging in. If even if it does try to load them infinitely. Yeah, it's still going. And I don't know why. I might need to have a look at that DLL. That's fun. You just call yours C out. That's probably the tamer name to use. Mine is more angry screaming and swearing at the computer. Or something like that. Okay, let me see if there is any particular reason why that might not be. Actually clearing the list when I want it to. That should just be, yeah, that's just a vector of strings, and it should be clearing them. Hello. I need to zoom in on my browser because I cannot read your name. Hello, Janek, the German. I think I got that right. Names are not something I'm good at. Don't be offended if I got that wrong. Let's see if that's properly being cleared. Oh, did I? John X, the German? John? Oh no, I don't even remember what I said the first time. Okay. It says there are 0 files to be had, but it's still firing infinitely. Oh. Okay. That's much easier than having to debug a DLL that I wrote to do this. Okay, crisis averted. The list was just not being erased, unless yeah, the list was just not being erased. Okay. Not John with the 2 dots over the A. Okay. I better remember that. You found my channel when looking for EBF5. Okay, it appeared once. That's good. Okay. Are you a computer programmer by trade, or just like dropping in to say hi? I know I know some people come across this channel through different ways than others sometimes. And some people are both interested in playing games and making them. Just saying hi, that works. Okay, now I need to figure out what to do with these files. I should probably filter by extension, right? Okay, that's the one I want. Does that include the dot in front of the file extension, or does it not? I can never remember. I think it does not. Including the leading dot, so it does. I'll just go with those for now. I don't want to like curse myself or anything, but apparently I've been going for 45 minutes and stream has not actually dropped any frames yet. I think that's a record. Okay, so no names are appearing in the console now. I have a collection of where are that guy's? These aren't technically ball assets, but where are this guy's got a very extensive collection, and that worked. That's the idea. The program as a whole is mostly a fancy map editor for the thing I'm making, but the individual pieces in it, like the scribble tool and ideally this and some other things, are things that I think other people could use. So once it's working, I will try and make it nice and neat and clean for general use. No idea how long that'll take. Did I just rerun the game for no reason? So yeah, this is like a fancy map editor, or a not fancy map editor rather. There's no assets loaded in it, so there's only a couple default tiles right now, but this is what I was originally making it for, and then there were a couple of other useful things that I thought might be people might have use for, like terrain editor or whatever, and eventually this. Basically. Or in today's case, utilities for making a game anyway. Thank you, Zcal. I need to do something with this next. There's... How exactly does... And the unsaved changes asterisk is not going away, and that's annoying. How do I, how does the add mesh button actually work? Oh, there's a... Right. Alright, well, just import OBJ or import D through D, I guess, for now. Actually... I'll make that its own script, because it's probably... Filtering files by extension is probably a... useful thing to be able to do. Alright, see ya. This is not something that a simple switch statement will work for, but a double nested loop, which is always fun. Does array includes a function? It does not. That's okay. That code might have been wrong the first time. Yeah. I thought that printed out the right value, but I feel like it shouldn't have, right? It should have just crashed. Unless I was in the middle of deleting it 2 seconds ago and got distracted or something. Alright, that should work though. Didn't I write a dslist to array script at some point? I guess not. Just testing. Greetings. You are, I know I've seen your name before. You are Jerkinex, right? On Twitter and the Discord and some other things, or am I thinking of someone else? I know that if I try to pronounce those actual letters, I'm going to get it wrong in spectacular ways, and those made it through the filter, and if I try something that is not a 3D model, it will not, right? Good. Anyway, just writing some code, as one does. Should probably commit that change, right? When did... Oh no, I did not want that. When did those get in there? Did I accidentally drop those into the project? I do not need old video thumbnails in the repository. That's a reasonably sized commit. Okay. That should work. Yes, let's restart that, and now the that should actually load the 3D models into the game project editor, and then we can go about converting them between to and from different formats fairly easily, I think. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to take a wad of these Kenny files, and these were imported. Okay, are they visible? That is minuscule. Okay, that's also using the texture, which it really doesn't need to. That's the Windows key. Yeah. Okay, well, it has shape. I do not want it to have texture. This should at least make it a solid magenta-ish color. You can still add your custom models here to what, this program? Yeah. Bridge size stone. That actually did not take care of everything. That just made it more weird. The world matrix to each vertex buffer. Yeah. If you were to actually like put these in a map file, it would attempt to merge them together when possible. I'm not currently worrying about that though. Really, these should there should be a way for models to just not use a texture, because that is a thing you may want to do at times. I guess I'll add that now. these Kenny assets, for example, are vertex colored and generally don't really need a texture. Where are the actual objects created? Hmm. Greetings, my Tor Kaitor. The universe is just not giving me an easy time with people's names today. Greetings. Let's see, if a mesh is set to not use texture, it'll also oh, that's not. Uh-oh. Alright, that might actually be a bad idea. I will not worry about that right now. That would probably be best dealt with in some other part of the code. Mart? Okay, that works. Greetings, Mart. Alright, pretend that never happened. And I realize that here I will actually need to check the file extensions again to know what to load. And variables exist. All right. What is the logical next thing to do here? All right, well, loading them into the list is done. Extensions, case sensitive. Good point. I believe Windows file names are not case sensitive. So if I were to like clone this and make that capital OBJ, it will not let me. Yeah. Good point. I should probably just lowercase everything. Just to be safe. And yeah, that's both of them. Okay. Now everything's lowercase. Yeah, good catch though, because I could see that accidentally causing issues later on down the line if I did not notice. Good catch. I don't think I changed anything major since the last time I ran the game. I'll deal with meshes being textured or not textured later. One moment. Make those case insensitive. I have yet to assign a function key to this. Does it look at the material files when it loads them? I don't remember. All right, well, those are OBJ, and the next order of business is, I think, to be able to export them as something else, either a GameMaker D3D file or just a vertex buffer. Later on, it would be interesting to do this card here, letting you define your own vertex formats for the vertex buffers, in addition to the usual position, normal, texture, color. That's probably not the first thing that I should worry about, though. And I'll give all these button actions, and I'll give all these buttons actions and everything later. I just want the most important things to be done first, in some way before going on to the UI, because the UI is kind of boring and not something that's especially interesting to do on stream. If I like drag, there's like a couple hundred files in here, I think. If I drag them all into the window, it's gonna hang for a minute because it's gonna load them all. Okay, that's actually a long time. I might want to figure out a way to institute a progress bar or something. All right, there we go. These are not alphabetized either, huh? Oh well, who cares? And I can select all. Okay, good. That'll make it easier. And export selected is going to be an interesting job. Let's see. On mouse up. On mouse up, export, mesh is selected. That takes a button. I kind of dread trying to make this project work with GameMaker Studio 2.3 because the code is very messy compared to the actual game that I want to work well as opposed to just work. And there are a ton of these UI scripts that would be a pain in the neck to object orient. All right, so I will need a way to actually reference the list here and get what it's selected. And that will now be button.root.meshlist. You can feel the document object model just like spilling out of my screen right now. What is it? UE list selection? What's that even return? Oh. Right. Iterating over a map is always kind of annoying. Okay, first. That would be get save file name. You got a snippet for map iteration. If this was 2.3, I would do something like this. But which is significantly neater than doing this. I have yet to update this project to 2.3 yet though. Saving it as one of these code snippets would be not a bad idea though, probably. That's a good idea. I forget where the file that those things are stored in lives. You know, let's look at that now. That looks kind of fun. I might need to restart the IDE for the changes to take effect though. I think it's in... Is it in here or is it in the install? Might be in the install. Is there a snippets file or something? Or is it in the runtimes folder? Cache, runtimes, whatever the current one is. It's in the text editor folder. Snippets. Okay, good idea. I don't particularly care about the rest of these, right? I can just... Like, I know how if statements work, right? Do I have to save as for some reason? I do not have permission to open this file. Do I have to close it now? Come on, close. There we go. Let's try that. No, it's not letting me. I am the only user on this computer besides the test account. Come on. That's fun. I'll leave this... Alright, whatever. I'll leave that open and deal with it off stream. I need to go drink some water, though. I will be back in, like, a minute. Let me see. Where is the, There we go. Alright, I will be back in a minute. And then we'll continue working with files and stuff. Hang on. Okay, here we go. Also, the anti-aliasing on this text is a little much. Can I have it like not do that? Oh, you know what I can do? I can reset the transform and manually increase the font size, right? That would be a better way of doing this. My microphone's on, right? Right. Where's the font size? Here it is. That's still a little small. Now I can make the outline a little bigger. All right, that looks better than before. Not that I need it right now. Okay, where was I? I was restarting GameMaker because this snippets.txt is being annoying. Editor. Okay, so anyway, Back on subject, I think depending on... Oh, the font size reset. Depending on how many things are selected... different things should happen. If there's just one file selected, it should probably just bring up the file finder and be done with it. If there are more than one... If there are more than one, then it might be a different story. That is D3D, gmod, obj. Okay, those are the ones of interest. And optionally a path. I mean a default file name. Which would in this case just be the index of the thing that's selected. Okay. Let's start with this. Again, it's been a while since I messed with the actual editor. I've been doing mostly actual game things recently. That should be how all the data of everything fits together. Alright, don't need that. I will not import like a couple hundred things at once this time. Let's just drag in these. If I just have one, it'll ask me to export selected. I'll go back to this folder and just store them all here. And we'll convert it to a D3D GameMaker model. And now if I go in here, it did not actually export because I did not actually tell it to export. That would do it. In any case, yeah, I didn't actually do anything with that information. Bringing OBS back up just in case. Okay, export D3D and export OBJ are both there. Should I call it FN just to keep it consistent? Probably, right? All right, that should take care of it. I'll look at the submesh thing in a minute. That is a system that is probably not useful right now. I use it in game to like categorize similar meshes together and do like fake keyframe animation or whatever, or not keyframe, the opposite of keyframe animation. Like pre-rendered animation, sort of. And that caused an error. Oh, right. For the most part, if you're using this, you probably won't be grouping meshes together under each other, though, so that is probably not too big of a concern. All right. Oh, come on. All right, fine. How is this set up? It is... Huh. All right. Oh, that's dumb. I don't know what past me was thinking there. All right, did it without crashing. And all that did was append a 000 to the file name, because that's index 0, because it's the only one there. Let's see if this comes out looking the way I want it to. Since these are generally tiny, I will scale them up by 64 times manually, but I would like to add an option to manually change the size of everything. And also, I want to rotate around the x-axis, and also to change the up axis. Okay, so that actually preserved the color also. I do not remember offhand how Kenny's models do vertex color, but I guess they're in... Yeah, okay, good. They're in the material. Glad to know that works. Results, yes. Results. I can probably close those C++ files now. And leave the Discord bot spaghetti where it is. Okay, that's happy days. I guess I'll commit that change. And then next there's the matter of doing it in batch. Also, if nothing is selected, we'll just return and not do anything. Actually, you know what? In recent days, I've been a fan of returning rather than making a big, huge mess of if statements if I don't need to do anything else. In this particular DS map, the key is the index, so I can just do that the short way. There's also the matter of if a if a mesh file is not formatted as just a vertex buffer, it could be an SMF mesh. In which case I need to do some extra work to check that, but I won't be testing those quite now. All right, so as far as I know, are you allowed? There used to be something along the lines of like a get saved directory, but I believe they've removed that. I might be able to bring it back with Windows header DLL shenanigans. I don't know if I feel like doing that right now. So instead, I think I'll just say get save file name. With no filter. And instructions in the file in place of the file name. I'll default to D3D right now. There should be a comment in there. And then once this is working, I'll have it pop up a message asking if you want to save it as a D3D or OBJ or something else. Let's see if I keep opening that instance of explorer.exe by accident. Let's see if I can just like, let's pick on something else besides those bridge pieces, shall we? Flowers are nice. Let's convert a bunch of flowers. All right, so if I select all, export those, and save everything here, it is going to explode because I did not. Oh, you know what I should also do? If you don't select a valid folder, like if you hit the close button or something, it'll return. Otherwise, we'll actually just grab the folder. Except for the final backslash. All right, let's try this one. That might make a mess of the file name. I can just like fix the file name, whatever it spits out later though. All right, let's see if it did it. Okay, that is a very I don't know what happened there. That is a very big mess. How did it? Okay, so it took the actual file name and then /models/obj format/ I don't quite understand how that happened. that did not work, but it did not work in a different way than I expected it to not work. Never a dull moment. Alright, for one, I can probably delete that file, folder, whatever. For two, maybe I should pick something to test that isn't like all the way down here. How did it end up saving like 23 kilobytes of from a model that was like 7 kilobytes anyway? Alright, so we're gonna try that again, but instead it's just gonna print out a bunch of strings to the console. Flower underscore yellow B. Oh, there's the return statement screwing everything up for one. And then okay, I suspect what's going wrong is it's trying to generate a file name. Like, hang on, is file name path versus file name dir? Which one do I want? The path part. So that would be like C, Windows, whatever, and directory part. Oh, okay, so path would just include the final backslash. That's fine. Make it slightly clearer, I guess. What are we doing here? It is... It is replacing the file extension with an empty string. And then it's appending the index, the model index, which in our case is going to be 0, to that, and then it's just adding the extension. I don't know how that ended up in a subfolder with like 3 other folder names on it. I guess now that I've simplified it, let's try it again. These 7 stages of debugging or whatever. I'm somewhere in the middle of that right now. Okay. Select all. Save everything there. I'm actually going to just open up a new instance of Explorer. Yeah, there it goes again. Hang on, if I just attach the correct file extension, what's it gonna look like? And make it bigger. Okay, so it saved correctly. Except for the part where it's, except for a part with the file name. Let's just add the extension. it shouldn't. And I guess I might as well just print that out. Each of them, I guess I can just run the game again and show it. Each of them has like the name, which is just whatever you call it, like flower, yellow, purple, whatever. And then inside that, there's a list of submeshes, so you can have like purple flowers and then 3 variations of purple flowers. And each of those have their own names too, but they're not, or at least they should not be. Not what I wanted. They shouldn't be anything like really with a path in it. And let's leave that open for now. In any case, I don't think it's actually... I don't think it's actually looking at the name of the submesh or anything. Wait, I have an idea. It might be the 2.1 in this folder name. So if I were to replace that with an underscore or something, yes, fine, okay. Is it still open in something? If I were to replace that dot with an underscore, would that help? Does GameMaker get, like, file extensions incorrectly? Not quite where I expected the bugs to come from, but that's only one. Export selected. Let's go back there. And let's try it that way. That did it. That was the problem. Okay, I might need to stop using file name extension for things. Which sucks because I use it in a couple places. Or I can just write it the correct way. I guess what GameMaker's file name extension function is doing is it's finding the first dot in the file name and then returning everything after that. And what I'd like it to be doing would be something like finding the last dot and then returning everything after that. Let me try a little experiment. So if I were to get, say, file name, something like one of these like flower red c.000.d3d, would it return the d3d or would it return 000.d3d? Yeah, ideally it should look starting from the end of the string. So if I were to select that, yeah, sure, I'm not replacing it. Okay, so it does just go to the end of the string. But for some reason, when it appends the file name back onto when it appends the extension back onto the file name after like renaming it, let's try printing those out. Is there something else that would cause it to do that? I wonder. Let me clear out this folder so there's nothing cluttering it up. Okay. Oh, true. I forgot to undo that rename. Alright, let's start the experiment over. Windows Explorer doesn't kick you out of the folder if you rename something anymore, does it? It used to be if you renamed a folder that an Explorer instance was open to, it would just, it would kick you out. Or crash in some spectacular fashion. But it doesn't seem to be doing that anymore. I guess each folder or something now has an ID of some sort that it goes by. It's still saying the extension is just .d through D. Let's see what it saved. It saved nothing because I put the continue in front of the printout. Is it something else that's throwing it off? Does file name path not like paths with dots in it, or file name name or something? I really sometimes wish I would just leave these folders open somewhere else. Okay, so file name name is just what you'd expect. What about path? This has all the hallmarks of being something more complicated than I really need it to be. Doesn't it? Okay. All of those, as far as I can tell, have the value that they should. Where is it breaking? Okay, so it's... In any case, it's working now. What did I change? I thought I undid all my changes. There's nothing changed in here except for the printouts. In here, I have not committed since before I started working on the batch stuff, so I don't know. Okay. Whatever you say, computer. So now the big question is if I can delete this, if I can simply like load everything. How many things are even in here? 659 files. If I could load all 658 divided by 2, so 320 and change OBJ files and convert them into D3D format, if it'll just do that for me. So that'll take a minute. What is the game name? This particular game is not actually a game. It's just a tool to convert models from different formats to things easier to use in GameMaker. This I expect to take a while. This game over here is tentatively called Wizard Ducks because it's about a duck who is a wizard. Although I have not worked on that on stream today. Oh, that was fast. Okay. Is that 300 things? That doesn't look like 300 things. That is 329 things. Okay. I guess it did it. Let me just open a couple of random things to see if it to see if everything looks okay. If I were to zoom way in on this, for example, this is a block cave rock. Okay, so that is like a single cell for some rocky cave. Let's try another one. Stump, old, tall. Shut up, phone. No. Stump round to detail. I'll try opening some of the bigger ones because they're the things with more chances for everything to go wrong. Wheat stage A, I believe that says. Okay, again, the vertex colors are correct, which is a good thing. You like tower defense games. I like tower defense games too. I play far too many of those. And like almost to the point where I should probably stop because I'm not working on anything else. That looks okay. Okay, so I think this works. Hooray. Confetti, milestones. Let's kick that commit out the door. I will discard that change. That is just a random new line. I'll leave that there until whenever I actually deal with it. Reload. Next is the matter of selecting the file format you want to export. Is what? Admins and mods? Let's see. How about... Alright, this is where like anonymous functions would be really nice, but unfortunately 2.2.5, so none of those. How about UI stuff, dialogues, creation. Dialog, create, mesh, export type, and we'll do the saving business here a little indirectly. Okay. Wait, what is the... Alright, that's the default cancel action. The root object does not matter terribly much. And... that might be too many letters to fit nice and neatly on a button. And then I guess there will be another one for just a vertex buffer dump. Let's see if I just select more than one. Okay, those indeed do not all fit. I could always make the buttons wider. That would be the easy solution. Also, vertex buffer is kind of overlapping. Is that gonna all fit? That should all fit. I guess there could always be a cancel button too. Then again, the cancel button is just the red X at the top. Oh, that looks terrible. The other option is to, instead of having buttons. Oh god, what was it? I can use some other UI element, like a radio array or something. Which might be... That might fit better. Let's make this taller. Trying to envision what this is going to look like in my head. Create radio array. Do I really care where? Not really. Not now. I don't know what this calculation is. I'll just put it here for now. Alright, Marty, I have no idea if you're even, like, talking about my stream anymore. How do you... radio array options? And this is an array of strings, right? And that's it. Alright, let's see if this all fits. That could be a problem. Renaming things in code. YouTube, stop. Twitch is trying to tell me something, apparently. That is not important right now. Okay, I should probably check like periodically on the YouTube stream and the Twitch stream to see if they're still like alive, and it appears that they are. I kind of assume OBS would tell me if they were not. All right, back on subject. I will move this over and down. And this doesn't need to be as tall as it is. probably drink some more of that water one of these days. Okay, that looks better, but it's now a little too short. Actually, this will be easier. The literal needs to be in front. Okay. Now it has a tooltip. I wonder how many times I've hit the run button today. I know the Steam version of GameMaker Studio 1 kept track of that information, but I don't believe it actually showed it to you. Since there are those weird achievements for like running the game a certain number of times. Okay, that's the tooltip. All good. Oh, I should probably add a note about let's space these out. It doesn't do that yet, but it should. Because not doing so would break things. All right, and select all. An important part of writing these things, the documentation. All right, that's spaced out better. It's easier to read. I don't think I use Scribble in these tooltips. So I don't think I can add text formatting or anything. Maybe I should. That would be kind of fun. What did I change here? Let me look real quick at the tooltip drawing. Okay. We'll just jam scribble in here real quick and see what happens. Scribble set box align? Hang on, wait. Oh, it's just, it is just part of the global state. And then we'll do it again for v-align. Let's see if it's as easy as that to use Scribble for these tooltips. Why is this being activated? Oh, because it needs to check if instance exists. Just for fun. Okay, so it's doing it, but the default color is messed up. Set the starting format. And I will probably want to reset those as well. Starting font. This is completely off the rails from what I was doing a minute ago. Starting color. And starting horizontal alignment. What did I call them? Starting font. What is the font that I use anyway? F default 12. $21, 12. After that, I'll probably have to resize the box slightly, just in case there are some slight differences in the way that Scribble positions characters versus the default text renderer. Like that. Oh, I also need a Scribble set wrap, don't I? I can get rid of these new lines, I guess. What is text width? Okay. Let's cache the scribble first. Scribble got width as a function now, right? Yeah. And it should just be something like that. I think. I don't think I changed any other, yeah. Okay. It's gonna pop up. There we go. Okay. There's just a little bit of a padding on the wrong side, but other than that, it looks correct. This should have, what was it, text padding, string padding? Like that. And then, I can just throw in formatting. All right, that should be that little adventure taken care of. Once I see that it is working in a satisfying manner, I will commit that change. Okay. I just need an extra ×2 on the padding. So that it's on all sides. I think that's everything for those. That's nice. That'll make it You can make tooltips a little bit more expressive now. Am I within the... There we go. The bounding box should be bigger than that. I don't know why it's just doing that. Anyway, now we'll get to actually saving the things. I'll just put it... Just put it in there because I don't want to have really this many... Might as well attach the cancel button to something there. I don't want to have that many scripts like all over the place in this project. Okay, so first order of business. Is going to be giving the selection to this dialog. Dynamically typed languages are so gross sometimes. And we need to attach the actual radio array to the dialog so that we can access it later. All right. Selection is going to be button.root.selection. Our type is going to be button.root. The value stored in the radio array. Okay. This should get us back where we were a minute ago. And I just realized this JS comment is wrong. That should be data mesh instead. Instead of a submesh. All right, let's do this. We will save it as it doesn't matter because they're all going to end up the same. I should probably dialog destroy in there so that the dialog closes as well. And we have done it. Okay. Yep, that's a fence, all right. You are going to sleep. Okay, Marty, have a nice sleep. Or try anyway, because that's easier said than done sometimes. What was I looking for? Oh, I was looking for this. This is a bit hard-coded magic numbery, but... I need broach statements after this. Is there a raw export vertex buffer anywhere? There is not yet. There will be soon. Alright, how many people are here, actually? There are 4 people here. Greetings, 4 people here. Enooms, Enooms would be a way to do it. It's probably only going to be used in this one place, though, so I think I can get away with just not bothering. Let's see if... Like, they're already OBJ files to begin with, but... Let's see if they get resaved to OBJ files. To boot, let's see if the material files are... Nope, apparently not. They, in fact, did not seem to go anywhere. Not that I can tell, anyway. Alright, that's a bit of a roadblock. Is there an issue in here as well with the file names not going to the right place or something? There actually might be, okay. Alright, so the names are right. They just did not get saved. Also, I can file name change extension instead of doing string replace, can't I? That would probably be safer. Alright, there's some weirdness going on with the file name there. Let's see if it just had the wrong value and it was being saved to someplace random, or not at all, if the location didn't exist. It's things like this that I wish we had macro functions for, because it's almost not worth putting inside a regular script definition or function definition or whatever, but it's enough typing that it can be annoying to do manually. Alright, let's see if that goes to the right place. That went to the right place. Are the materials correct? They're not named, the materials aren't named, but if I were to look in like this first one, bed.mtl or whatever, are they the same values? Rounded to 2 decimal places, yes. That's good. OBJ export looks like it's working. And where's the other one? Oh, right. It loses some information, like the group information that comes with actual OBJ files because it's not loaded in anywhere, actually. It looks like... Yeah, I do the cheating way of defining vertices too, so that the output is a little bit longer, but it's just easier to write out, which could be good or bad. And it defines the material for each face also, which is slightly redundant. If I was a real 3D modeling program, I would probably have a better way of doing that. Anyway, it looks like the vertices are about the same as well. Plus or minus some floating point shenanigans. I will commit this. There's a fly buzzing around my head. Excellent. I can get rid of that. I also wanted to, what does decimal do? I do not understand. What is this doing? If it's an integer, it'll just return the value. If the last character is a 0, oh, it'll remove trailing zeros. And okay, so it'll essentially just turn like .000 into just a number. Okay. Well, that's fine, honestly. That's not something I really want to spend time worrying about. There's also the matter of exporting the vertex buffer. Which I would love to just say .vb or something, except I think that's also a Visual Basic script extension, and I don't want to confuse things. Get rid of the printout. And instead of creating a file format, I should just be able to say buffer save. And that should just be the end of it. Don't need that anymore. Oh, good. I thought I forgot the buffer save extended for a minute, which would have been annoying. Okay, let's try this. These particular vertex buffers might have an extra color value on the end that I use for various things inside the program, which is just zeros, but it'll mess up the vertex format if you just try to buffer load it. Let's just drag in a couple of these and see if it sort of looks like what I want it to when I just dump the vertex buffers. Okay. Position, 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 normal. I need the data types. The normal is 0. Oh, the float value is 1. I was looking at the wrong one there. 0, 0. Texture. That is not a texture coordinate. At least it's not any texture coordinate that's useful for anything. But let's pretend it is. This would be color. Which... Shut up, Windows Defender. 225, 130, 187 alpha. That could be a color. 225, 130, 187 alpha. Color is repeated twice. Float is 0.5, 0. Negative 0.5. Let's see if that compares. Against the OBJ. 0.5, 0, negative 0.5. Alright, I don't know what's up with the textures, but everything else looks like it's mapping onto the correct thing. Did I put something weird in the texture coordinate space or something? When I get to dealing with vertex formats, I'll certainly do a little bit of cleanup. Anyway, it looks like the vertex format is indeed got an extra color value in it. Okay. I'm curious. Did I just, like, clone the color or something? Yeah, okay, so I just wrote in the color value twice. Okay. I think that's everything here. How long have I been streaming? 2.5 hours? It would help if I actually drank water, but my throat is starting to act up because talking for extended periods of time. I guess I can go over here, export one or all. Oh, you know what? An export single vertex buffer. Wildcard dot VB it would be. Greetings, fish out of water. I should be able to save a vertex buffer on its own. Just for the sake of consistency. And then that should be everything on that should be everything on this column. That feels like a good stopping point. I want to kind of at least mess around with vertex formats though. Haven't looked at the update for GMS2 yet. Does it make 3D easier? No, but it makes everything easier in general. If you happen to like the things that it adds, like if you're a fan of object-oriented programming, it'll just make everything easier. There's nothing specific about 3D though. Let's see what happens if I just turn that into a vertex buffer, if it will do it. For example, I really like just giving every single object a render method and just having it call that. That should be dot. Hang on, hold that thought. Let me... Alright, anyway, for example, I just like giving every single object in my game a render method and doing that instead of going through the draw event or a bunch of other scripts somewhere else, which I think makes my work easier, even though that's not something really relevant to 3D. Yeah, I like it. I'm using it for this one thing over here, not for this one thing I'm working on now. Most of the obvious bugs that I know of with like structs and stuff have been ironed out. I was looking at this, wasn't I? There are still a couple once in a while that you'll run into, like there's some issues with the debugger. I have not tried out the yo-yo compiler yet, but I imagine there are some things to be ironed out in there as well. If it's not something you're interested in, you should be fine just like sticking with 2.2 for the time being. Normal, kind of. Texture. One dot number QNAN. Those could be a color value. Oh, I see there's the... Okay, that did what I wanted it to. What was I saying? Yeah, if you far into a project, it may be safer to just not update for that project. The first thing that I did when the update came out, because I'm not very smart, is try to update my main project, and it actually worked. What didn't work was when I tried to start using the new systems. That got a little bit weird, and there were some unusual issues that came up, which took a little while to deal with. The conversion itself works very well. Like all old scripts get turned into functions. Those are exactly the same. There's a few keywords that have been added, like new or instance of, or obviously try catch finally. So if you're using any of those for variable names or anything, they'll need to be renamed. Otherwise, you'll have syntax errors all over the place. I'm trying to think what else happened when I updated things, because that was a few weeks ago now. Jello! It's been a while. We're talking about code. Okay. What was I doing? I was... I'll update that commit because it's really just a spelling change. I was talking something about vertex formats. How have things been? They could be worse. They could always be worse. Which is the most optimistic thing you can possibly say in 2020 that you probably shouldn't, because then 2020 will be like, hold my beer. But... oh, right. I was talking about doing, like, type safety for SMF meshes. Or not type safety, but just safety in general. Did I have export SMF anywhere? I don't know if I've written that one. That one might be a little more involved. I might hold off on that one. Generally speaking, SMF meshes don't need to be converted to anything else, though, because that would be a lot of time looking into how the format works instead of just like copying the file to and from. Haven't touched code in years, really? I remember you did a fair amount of it many years ago in high school. Life moves on, I guess. Do I have any SMF meshes that I can even test this out with right now? I don't even know if I do. The model format. No, not in there. Okay, I have this one. I'll try it out with this one. I need to rerun that. Then university happened, and the only thing we did that's code related is MATLAB, which is not fun. I've seen MATLAB. It definitely looks less fun than regular code. Or at least the code that I'm used to. This will not accept a SMF mesh. MATLAB is a lot of like statistics, right? We can import this the manual way. Alright, so now this is here. If I zoom in on it a little bit, that bounding box is really kind of ugly, but that's there. And if I go to export that, will it just do it? Test.smf, nope. It did not like that. Oh, I know why. It's a lot about graphs and stuff. Oh, it indexes things starting from 1? Ew. MATLAB, how could you? Wait, where did that error come from? Oh, okay, that was... I'm gonna need to do something similar-ish over here. Actually, it would make more sense to do that the opposite way, wouldn't it? Something more like this. And that fly continues to buzz around my head, which I am not a fan of. I don't need the return. I don't need both a return and a break statement. Oh, let's try that again. See if that does not crash it. So, Jella, how is life? Where is it? I guess I could always check this button to see how that behaves. Because I think saving files is implemented in there. Weird. Oh, okay. The order that we do logical operations is semi-important. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. SMF is useful to have for certain things. It looks a little weird when you mix and match it with in games that just use other things to render stuff, though. I really should assign this to a function key to make it easier to get to. It is not liking that. Oh, well, that's fine. For now. That would be both. It might just be a buffer save. Somewhere down here there is... Like, this technically works, but it's... You would have to do it manually one by one for everything, or just jam everything into one file, which is not ideal. Okay, this won't even save a SMF file. Let me see. Does this just like absorb a buffer? Because if it just does that. No, it's more complicated than that. I don't know. Okay. That's not too important. I am okay with that being a one-way operation. What I will do though is color them grayish in the list. And here, what is it? Element entry colors. Is that the function that does that? Nope. All right. How does my code work? Render colors is how it works. Where are those? Oh, down here. I got some long script names here. That should color SMF meshes gray and everything else normal. Okay, fine, we can do this the hard way. Alright, that's gray. And if I take something else, a bunch of OBJs, those are black. Okay. 2.3 said something about using scripts as namespaces, but I couldn't wrap your head around it. Sort of. So, if I can find a good example, you can define as many functions in a single script file as you want now. I have a bunch for like arrays and data structures and like easing curves and stuff. You can't say something like this, which would be what most people think of when they say namespaces. But they are organized into one place instead of having like a whole mess of easing functions or math functions or string functions or whatever all over the asset browser. There are other tricks you can do with macros to create things like this. Or I guess you don't necessarily need a macro, just like a global object containing a bunch of functions, because you can also say something like I don't know. Something like this, and that would allow you to call a function like this, and that's kind of namespacey. Actually, now that I think about it, maybe more than I initially thought when I started talking about this just now. Does that answer your question? It's like they're not really namespaces, but you can do a decent job of faking them, I guess would be one way to put it. Could be useful to organize your code like that, I suppose. This change is finished. It takes memory. It does, but not very much. Individual objects, individual structs don't really take a lot of memory. They're like essentially a DS map with just a couple of keys and values in them. When you create a function, its memory is already there regardless of whether or not it's part of an object or something. Something like namespaces would be useful for writing extensions. Yeah. For an extension, something like that would be probably worth using to get around the little issue with namespaces, just for the sake of putting all your code in the same place and having one single way of using it instead of just having a million script files. I don't know if this is true or not, so I don't know if I should if this would just be spreading rumors or something, but I think someone mentioned that they were considering going farther into that in the future. I don't know if that was true or not, though. It would be nice, though. Actually, you know what? Instead of making this gray, I'll make it red. Because there may be other things to use to do with SMF models in here, besides just converting them in the future. Okay. It is 4:23 p.m. local time. How long do I feel like going? I said I was going to stop like a half hour ago, and I didn't. I guess I can start messing around with vertex formats. That could be interesting. I don't know if I'll finish this today, though. I will create myself a list of vertex formats. I probably don't need that open. I can close a number of these now. UI init main. The root UI element. The map editor I'll leave open. Terrain editor I'll leave open, I guess. I'm kind of just picturing just an amount of JSON here. What is it? DS list markers list. Okay. Vertex formats begin. Add position 3D? Add position 3D. I can never remember if the real function now is text chord or text chord. I guess I might have, for the sake of consistency, because everything in GameMaker uses the not American spelling, because Yo-Yo Games is from the UK. I call that format definitions. Format def default sounds very weird, but okay. What are all the types of things you can put in a vertex format? I know position normal, position 3D, position 2D, normal, text chord, color. I think you can just add arbitrary data too. Position 3D, text chord, normal, color, and custom, which can be just a primitive data type. I'm just going to open this over on that screen. That is it, right? Oh, there's also these lovely these lovely context information pieces. GLSLES does not support integer attributes. Okay, so anyway, that's extra information I need to store. And also, honestly, like, figure out how it works. Shut up, phone. See usage context listed below. I think you mean above documentation. Alright, I will most likely make this a problem for some other time. Vertex usage fog. That's a very specific use case for these. Is this even used in, like, probably the most elaborate piece of shader magic that I know of for GameMaker is Sindre Larsen's SMF. Does that even use this? I've never looked at the actual vertex format definitions. Curious. Anyway, that'll be good for now. I can just copy and paste that. And there's a second color. Okay. You know, does an actual format actually need to be used? Because it's going to be drawn with the default one anyway. I don't think an actual vertex format needs to be created. Okay, that cuts down on the amount of work I need to do. By a lot. And then when it's the main use for this will be when you save it as a vertex buffer. If you want it to like put extra information in your vertex formats for shaders or whatever. I should actually plan out how this is going to work first. For the time being, I guess. I hear a telephone going off downstairs. Oh my god. Okay, that is something I actually need to answer. I will end stream now. I will hopefully do this again soon. I know that's a little abrupt, but thank you all for coming, and I will see you all later.